Now let us invite our Chief Guest, Director and Vice Chancellor, IVRI Bareilly, to kindly come and enlighten us with your inspiring and thoughts of wisdom.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected Bhagwati Prasad ji, Academic Advisor, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Jagdish Rai, Professor B.K. Shrotia, the keynote speaker today, Dr. Y.D.S. Arya, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. L.P. Mishra, Director Administration, Dr. Santosh Kumar, Registrar, Dr. Saileshwar Ghosh, Convener, dedicated faculty, brilliant students. Greetings from IVRI, salutations to all of you at Invertis campus. It's always a pleasure to be here at this campus. I don't know, maybe for various obvious reasons, and I think one of the topmost of the various obvious reasons could be the element of happiness which might be there when I enter in this campus. Even at the moment when I just get a telephone call for invitation that if you have time to come to Invertis campus, the moment of happiness starts. Recent colleagues, people who are sitting on the dais, they are very much experienced people. They had been interacting throughout their life with various kinds of people, and they have a rich blend of experience, not only academic, but of life. You have heard Dr. Mishra, you will be hearing Dr. Shrotia, you always hear your faculty colleagues, Professor Jagdish Rai, Dr. Y.D.S. Arya, Santosh ji, and other colleagues who are sitting on the dais. It's always energizing to be with young energy. When I got the invitation for this, for a few seconds I thought Dr. Shukla is inviting me as a chief guest on a topic to which I am related but not directly, indirectly. No one of you can say that you are not related to economic perspectives. Everything we do, as Mishra sir said, that it amounts to happiness. It is only the state of mind, what we think, whether we are happy or not. Similarly, anything we do, ultimately it has economic perspectives. Whatever we do, day-to-day life. And the reason, the topic, why this has been selected, the reasons they seem to be very apt, because we cannot talk economy in isolation. Once we are in a globalized world, we need to talk on economy at national level, regional level, and global level. Because this is the region which is developing, that's why this becomes much more pertinent, because the issues which need to be tackled for enhancing the economic growth of the region, they would be different in comparison to the issues which need to be tackled in the developed world. And therefore this topic is very apt on emerging economies, that too with 20 years of perspective. If you see, many of you might be reading economics, especially the management students, you might have heard about perspective plans. At every place we draw perspective plans. All the government departments, they had their own perspective plans for, initially it was 2020, then 2030, and then 2050. Where in the immediate short term, you can have the perspective planning because of your experience, past experience, and trend. But then deriving trend in the longer perspective, it becomes very, very difficult. There you need some knowledge and also the expertise. This topic is very pertinent for all the countries in the SAARC region, where India is one of the biggest economies. We know that there are the SAARC countries, India being the biggest economy, but then if you compare different parameters and indices, at majority of times India would be ahead, but there may be certain areas where India is lacking in comparison to the even smaller countries, and one is like the literacy. Bhutan is one country where you have Maldives, 99% education, literacy rate, ours is less. Similarly, Bhutan, Nepal, they are the countries from where we need to borrow many things which are required. So in nutshell, you can say that we may not be always self-sufficient in terms of sustaining the nation, and therefore regional cooperation is important. It is always important. Now, to me, what are the various perspectives which are basically affecting the regional economy? I was reading, and India, if you say 34% of talent shortage. China says up to 47%. So as academic institutions like Invertis, IVRI, take any academic institution, our role is basically to create skilled talent who can really be an asset in the future. And it is not only that simple academic progress we are responsible for as an academic institution, but it is overall development of an individual who is happy, who can contribute to economy. Many, I think all of you are aware about Super 30. Are you aware? Are you aware about Super 30? Yeah. Now, 5 students of Super 30, they have been selected to go to Japan with full fellowship, sponsorship. Now, Japan has committed that 2 students every year from Super 30 will go to Tokyo University with full fellowship for higher studies. We need many more Super 30s to hone the talent. We have talent in the country, but that those skills, they have to be honed, that talent has to be searched. And that is where the role of people like Dr. Anand comes in. And I think all of us, we need to become Dr. Anand. What are the other factors which are affecting economy? Climate change is another factor which is definitely affecting economy very, very badly. I tell you the simple example, the area in which we are working on livestock crop productivity, because of increase in temperature, productivity drops. Say for many crops like apple, wheat, many other crops, minimum chilling period is required. If we are not getting that because of increase in temperature, ambient temperature, then crop productivity is at loss. Similarly, increase in night temperature, this is much more adverse in comparison to increase in the day temperature. Increase in water temperature, all marine life is going to be adversely affected. Now, we have been doing making a lot of efforts in developing varieties which can resist higher temperatures, which can resist some stress conditions like salt tolerance quality they should have, water stress they can resist for, so that they become suitable for drought conditions. So we are developing now different crop varieties where they can sustain in the changing scenario of climate and environment change. Similarly, we are also trying to find out the traits in animals which survive much better in adverse conditions. And many of you who might have visited Rajasthan, Gujarat and other dry areas where temperature is high, you must be knowing the animal breeds which are sustaining there. Today, if you see Bikaner, one of the districts in Rajasthan, very dry area, high temperature, but it is number one in milk production. Rajasthan contributes a lot to the milk bowl of the milk pool of the country. Similarly, these animals, they are also registered to various diseases. So now we are searching those traits. Now, in nutshell, if I can say that we are preparing ourselves and future generations to have resources which can sustain in the changing paradigm of climate and temperature. Because of climate change, productivity aspect has been one. Second is disease burden, health, wellness. You might have seen in last 15 years, a number of epidemics took place. India also affected very badly, maybe swine flu, bird flu, SARS, and in between small episodes, but worrisome episodes of Nipah and CCHF, Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever. They sound the danger bells that we need to be careful, we need to be prepared, because these diseases, they are going to increase with the increase in temperature, with increase in agricultural profile, lot of development taking place, lot of urbanization taking place. So our urban landscape is changing, agriculture landscape is changing. There are a lot of changes bound to happen, and this definitely has adverse effect on the nature. And because of that, what genetic pool we have in the nature, that gets activated, and then we are bound to have some spillovers from the natural niche, which lead to diseases, and ultimately diseases have a lot of economic burden on the society and nation, and a lot of emotional burden on the individuals, not only human beings, but animals. So all economy is affected, all human health and wellness is ultimately affected. Chronic diseases are on increase. All of us, we know Delhi is known as, or India is known as diabetes capital of world. Lot many people, heart disease, cancers, they are increasing. Mr. Sir was telling कि हम अन्न को परिष्कृत करें, उसको शुद्ध करें. शायद अगर हम बात करें वन हेल्थ की, जो आजकल एक कॉन्सेप्ट चला हुआ है, पहले हम लोग बात करते थे कि डिजीज अलग है, एनिमल की अलग है, ह्यूमन की अलग है. फिर पता चला like yes, we have genetic diseases which are both common in human and animals. Similarly, now we know that until and unless animals are healthy, humans are not healthy, or vice versa. If humans are not healthy, animals will also not be healthy. Now we fully recognize, whole world recognizes that until and unless, as again in India we preach that everybody should be happy, everybody should be healthy, then only we can remain happy and we can remain healthy individual. So that One Health approach has embraced it, and it is also known as ecosystem health. Until and unless our water, soil, air, all natural resources, they are not healthy, we will never be healthy. And that's why various diseases leading to chronicity of human health. Another important component which arises because of climate change are natural disasters, flood, drought, typhoons, many other disasters they are striking, and ultimately they have adverse effect on economy. And the countries with lower economy, they are hit hardest. They are hit hardest. Nowadays, if you compare even developed world, they are also hit hard, but then we are hit hardest, countries with lower income growth. Environmental degradation is a serious concern and serious outcome of climate change. So these are the issues where whole world is working. But it is not only the scientists that they need to work to keep and sustain the environmental health, but each one of us, we contribute on day-to-day basis to climate change. So it is our pious duty to also contribute to see that we keep our natural resources healthy, which ultimately reverts back to us in terms of good health. Another area which is less talked about, why I am touching the general points, because you have an economist sitting here. There are many other economists sitting here who will be talking about hardcore issues in the economy. I am talking about the superficial issues which are related to economy. So after talent shortage and climate change, the third point what comes to my mind is corruption. And 0.5% to 1.5% negative growth in economy is because of corruption, that is in large scale. Third and last point, fourth, which comes to my mind is we need to make efforts at national level. Regional cooperation for economic growth is important, and that is what the topic says, that you are going to debate and deliberate for 2 days, that what are the various issues, how we can enhance the economic status of the countries within this region with mutual benefit by mutual cooperation sharing. But here again, our Honorable Vice Chancellor was mentioning his experience in the neighboring countries. This is a serious constraint. And last point, after economic cooperation, which you will be talking about, the last point, which is again a built-in point in this regional cooperation, is terrorism. Until and unless this is tackled, no economy is going to survive. And the mutual distrust is widening. And this widening of mutual distrust between nations, it is not going to good for the health of regional economy. I think these are the points which you are going to debate and deliberate. You will be listening to Professor Shrotia and other learned colleagues over a period of 2 days. So I think you are going to debate more on these core issues. These are some points which I just wanted to share with you, not as an individual who is really involved in hardcore economy, but collaterally through our research, R&D on animal sciences, we contribute to livestock development by enhancing livestock productivity, by various animal health intervention, animal productivity interventions, and ultimately ensuring the wellness of the animals. Nowadays, our products, they cannot be exported until and unless we maintain the wellness status of the animals. Even milk cannot be sold outside. It cannot be exported until as we do that. So earlier emphasis was basically on protecting health, enhancing production and productivity. But now the third dimension which has been added is enhancing and assuring animal wellness for product safety, for human safety. So indirectly we contribute to that, and we try to see at IVRI, being a national institute of international repute, try to see that our country's requirement in terms of diagnostics, vaccines, and information related to animal husbandry and livestock sector, they are provided and countries self-sufficient. With this, I thank the Honorable Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Bhagwati Prasad ji, other dignitaries on the dais for patiently listening me. I am also thankful again to Chancellor and Vice Chancellor for giving me an opportunity to be here. Thank you all for listening me patiently. Thank you.